Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing? If you can hear me, give me a big thumbs up so I can know you can hear me. Oh my, what a week it has been. I tell you. Oh, hey there. I see Van Life Voyages. I see Fee is in the house. Three Generations, Topi. Judy's here. Hey, everyone. Janice is in the house. Nora's here from Akuta 2001. Okay, you guys, girl. Hey, Stephanie. Tim is here. Mo Bang. Okay, you guys. Carol Stockman is here. Hello, hello. I narrowed it down. I'm almost down to the site for the meetup. The tentative dates, unless something changes, are July 10th, 11th, 12th. I know that's during the week, but literally nothing else was available in the campsites that I visited on weekends. They were just completely booked. There was one that had a Sunday, but it was the place that had all those winds and turns. And I thought, you know what? A lot of people, their rigs are not going to be able to make it. So, Jessica, could you please stop that? Thank you. We're out. Do you know where we are? We're outside of Dave and Buster's. Do you believe that? Jessica had another birthday party. This is the most social, popular kid around. I've got to get a social life like hers. I'm telling you. But anyhow, Delvy is in the house. Who else have I? Summer. Hello, Summer Stardust. Hi, Rachel T24. I can't find my glasses, so hopefully I'll be able to see this. Uh, Hello, who else is Kenneth Bailey? Hey, Ken says my favorite lady. Adele, hello, Adele is here. All right, well, the crew is here today. Sindel Smith, hello, Sindel. Valerie Hancock is here. Let's see. Oh, hi, Glow. Pete is saying, keeping it real on wheels. Yes, keeping it real on wheels for sure. Even Cuddles is here right now. Oh my goodness, the whole crew is here. But we're Graham. Hey, Graham, good day from a rainy Sunday morning. Oh my goodness. In the Hervey, looks like Hervey Bay, Queensland. Oh my goodness. Oh, Charlie Grace is saying Heidi to everyone. Howdy, rather. Howdy to everyone. Oh my goodness. Cooking at Pam's place. Hello there, cooking at Pam's place. Oh my, and Cuddles, yes, Cuddles. He's such a lover. He's such a lover boy. I don't know about those of you who have dogs out there, but I have found, I don't know, maybe it's only with female owners, but I found that the males are much more affectionate. With me, my female dogs were kind of aloof, but good with me, but still rather more aloof. But he's just a lover, and all my male dogs have just been lover boys. So what can I say? But anyhow, we've got a great topic today, and something that I had posted a video. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday morning. And it was a video of me interviewing the manager at one of the larger RV parks in Quartzsite. And she said something that just set the internet ablaze. I'm telling you about there being a 10-year rule. In other words, any RVs, they only allow RVs that are 10 years or not over 10 years old to be in the park. And I've talked to other people that run other parks, and the reason for this is that they've had people come in with RVs that were on their last leg. They stopped running, and then the people abandoned them. And they had to not only get rid of or remove the RV, but then find a way to dispose of it. And that can be pretty costly. So I guess some parks, after being bit in the behind like this, decided we're going to, I don't know where they got the 10 rule. I guess it was just an arbitrary thing, but they came up with a 10-year rule, which a lot of nomads have rigs that are older than 10 years. I mean, a few more years, my rig will be older than 10 years. But who knows how people come up with arbitrary numbers, but that's what they came up with. And it seems that more and more parks are deciding to put that rule in place. So what do you guys think of that 10-year rule? However, this particular park, Heather did say that if someone will reach out and say, my rig is in good shape, it looks good, it's not falling apart and gonna, be an eyesore, that they will allow you to send in pictures of all sides of the rig, and if it looks presentable, they will still allow it in the park. So what do you guys think of that? Let me see. Michelle Smith says, as long as it looks good, age should not matter. I agree, Michelle. I absolutely agree. And I hope more parks will do that. Kathy says, hi, have a nice day. Okay. Um, Charlie Gray says, the, oh, the reason why more parks have it is because owners don't want to get up. I missed that, Charlie. Can you come back around? Hey, Gavin's Nana. Hello, hello. I'm saying hi and trying to keep the stream of talk going, so I'm not a good multitasker, but I'll do my best. Hey, Summer Stardust. My RV is 15. Yeah. There's some older. The place where I went, where I did the tour of that little tiny Volkswagen Bug that was converted into a camper, he has a really older RV that he's redoing, and it's beautiful, simply beautiful. Van Life Voyager said, it's funny, our ProMaster is a 2015 and looks new, but in a few years it will be 10 years old. So there's, yeah, I my ProMaster I think looks new, and it's like one is a 17 and the one's a 18, so 17. So yeah, 5 more years, a few more years, I won't be able to eligible. So I'm hoping that as more people are getting to the point where they're going to be living in RVs, that they will reconsider this. Judy says, I look forward to Carol's meetup this summer. Hope to see you all there. Yes, I hope to see you all there. But Adele says, yes, I wonder if it's an insurance issue thing too. I don't know why it would be an insurance issue, Adele. Does anyone else have a comment on that? Other than, I don't know, if it's maybe at risk for catching on fire or something. Mo Bang Tim says, I think they should enforce the rule of send in a picture of your RV along with your reservation. That's a good idea, Tim, if they did. But then they'd have to look at all these pictures of all, they don't want to do that much work. So what they do, and probably a lot of people don't realize it, is they will allow you to send in a picture. So it's basically people who speak up and say, hey, would you look at my rig, is who they consider. Three Generations is saying hello. JJW is saying, so happy I caught you live. I always learn so much. Thank you. So glad you're in the house. Nora says, but she said you can send photos of each side. So if it looks good, they would allow it. That's what she said. Yeah, and I believe her. Graham says, yeah, sorry, made your rig was bought. That uh-oh. I missed that. Judy says, that 10-year rule sucks. My trailer is 2013. I guess next year I'll be sitting outside the RV park while all of you will be sitting around the campfire. I hope not, Judy. I hope not. I'm not. God's girl is that Stephanie says, I'll be there. Okay, let me finish this, and I got to remind me, I have to tell you something about the park that I'm tentatively, I've now made 2 reservations at 2 different parks. I'm going to cancel one, and I'm going to keep this one. I think I'm looking at one more. And oh my goodness, Charlie Gray said, when it comes to vans, it's going to be hard to tell the year apart as they all look the same. That's true, Charlie Grace. And hopefully they're not, becoming investigators where they're going to be, doing some investigation or detective work. Janice said, should be, I missed that, Janice. Sorry. Three Generations says, Linda Bishop, they have been frowned upon here in Southwest. Sylvia is saying hello. Linda says they don't want to alienate the big money people with expensive rigs. Linda Bishop. Now, I believe that could be the case in some instances, Linda, but the big money people are going to be there only part of the season. They need to have people the rest of the year. Jay Pena says, as a homeowner in an area of many parks, I agree with this. We welcome all of you, but don't want the eyesore that brings down the value of our homes. Well, that, I have to say, I have seen some rigs that are literally bungeed together. They're taped together with duct tape all over. I was just over at one the other day trying to help someone, but their rig is bungeed together, It's tape all over. Pieces are falling apart. And that's true. No one wants to have to. But on the other hand, this person needs to live somewhere. So I don't know what the solution is. Hey, Naj. Naj is saying hello and howdy to everyone. Hello, hello. God's girl says, I'm sure it's an ugly issue. It probably is, Stephanie. It probably is. Gavin's Nana says, makes no sense. Many are still paying for a 10-year-old rig. That's true too. That is a very good point. Naj is saying, hey to Glow. Hey, Naj, welcome, welcome. Three Generations says, got that right, Linda Bishop. Diana Boss says, oh, Yosemite, California. Yes, there are places up there, but I got, you know what? On this meetup, I got a late, a late, not a late start. I'm going to go off the comments for a minute. So if you're giving me comments or giving me opinions, hold them for just a second or come back and give them when I get through saying this. I got kind of a late startup. Basically, this was a pop-up kind of meetup. I was somewhere and people were saying, well, why don't you have a meetup, another meetup, another meetup? And so I thought, okay, I'll have another meetup. Well, I just wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking about how crowded summer is going to be and how everyone is so sick of being, locked up in the house for these last couple of years. So everyone is out in force. And every single place that I called that I went to, the weekends are booked. I mean, I might have been able to find a site where there were only tents, but other than that, they were completely booked. And a funny thing, one place that I was at, I had given her some numbers. I said, well, let me just reserve this area and I'll pay for them and people can pay me back. And as I was giving her the numbers, she had this screen up there showing which ones were open. As I was giving her the numbers that I was giving her were being booked as we were talked. So I was like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Book these, just book whatever's left. Book them, book them. I had about 10 or 14. And by the time we got down to it, there was only 9 available at that particular loop. But there are other loops. And I think there were a couple of there were other sites, but they weren't sites that I particularly wanted to book within that loop. So I'll let you guys know. I should know by Tuesday, and I'll maybe do a pop-up live or something, or I'll do, I'll do an announcement out to all of you that are subscribed and let you know what the status is. But right now, if we go with the one that I'm thinking, I have reserved 9 spots. There are other spots in the park, but 9 spots that are close to each other. And what I'll do, well, one of the spots obviously will be for me, and then the other 8. So it'll be on a first come, first serve. Once I announce it, you'll have to email me, let me know, and then send the money in. I'll let you know what it is, and then anyone else can go ahead and reserve for those days on their own. But that's the way I think I'm going to do it. Unless I get this other spot. But again, I'll know by Tuesday and I will give you an announcement. If I get the spot I'm thinking, it's up, or if we do it at the place that I'm thinking, it's up in Julian and it's only a mile or 2 or so from the main part of town. So I thought that would be fun because Julian's kind of a fun little town. You can go into town to get apple pie, which they're famous for, or look at the little shops, or just a lot of fun things to do. Or you could even take a drive over to Ramona if you wanted. I don't really know what would be in Ramona, but anyhow, it would be a fun place, and I think we're gonna all have fun. So Ranger Annie says, hello, Miss Carol. I'm sorry I'm late. No one's ever late, Ranger Annie. You perfectly on time. Fordman, hey, Kenneth, shared, he's always sharing on Facebook and YouTube community. Thank you, Kenneth. Fordman, aka Kenneth Oakes, one of my moderators. Janice Williams says, Janice says, I've got one. Bingo. Okay, Janice. Janice says, this is my notification. Well, let me confirm it, Janice. Let me confirm it so everyone can have equal opportunity to get a spot. God's girls, Stephanie says, I'll add you on speed on speed dial. Janice says, is there apple picking that time of year? No, I think the apple, I don't know, actually. I know the grape the big thing where they do the grape crushing, I think, is in October. But I'll have to find out. If we do it there, I'll get a list of activities and stuff going on. And I'm thinking of, having some specific activities there. Hey, Red's in the house. Says, oh, me. I will reserve right away. I am raring to go since I've been sitting home chilling for 7 months. I know so many folks have been chilling. We have been so fortunate that we haven't had to chill. We've been out, but so many have. And Jessica's going to be in summer school during that time. But summer school, they decided to do summer school on Zoom. So we were able to hit the road this summer. Hey, Kathy Morrison says, what do you think about the build your own RV and AKA tiny home on wheels? Folks are fed up with the cost of housing. The build your own RV, I think, now I don't know if you are tiny home on wheels. I think, funny you should say that, Kathy. This Friday coming up, if the creek don't rise and everything goes as planned, I was just over at Tiny House Block, which is up in Julian, and they're a tiny home community. I was just up there and I did an interview with someone who has a tiny home that she had built, and they've got about 21 tiny homes on that property. So I think that's a great idea. I think it's an amazing idea. Say, Beth says, it's hot. Is it hot in Quartzsite yet? Oh, yes, Beth, it's hot in Quartzsite. I drove through Quartzsite and then I was there for the interview. It's hot in Quartzsite already. Judy says, I think I should buy a campground and only take the Glow family. Our rigs that are 10 years or older. That's what I have been wanting. I'm going to go back to the comments in a minute. So if you're making comments, write them again because I don't want to miss them. But that is really a dream of mine, is to buy a piece of property, maybe a couple of acres, nothing really huge because I don't have that kind of money, but something that I could then put a couple of RV sites on, maybe a container home, maybe a shed home. Oh, I'm going to do, actually, next weekend coming up, I'm hoping to have 2 videos, one on Friday, one on Saturday. Friday will be the tour around the community, or maybe that'll be Saturday. I don't know. But one day will be the tour of the community, and the other day will be the tour of the tiny house that this just amazing woman had built. And then she built a shed. Her and her next door neighbor, she said, built part of it, but they got the wood, some fencing material, and they built a shed, an art shed for her to do her artwork. And I thought, wow, you don't even have to buy a shed kit. Based on what she did, I thought you could just do that same idea and build a bigger shed and insulate it. So I'm thinking of doing maybe a couple of those on the property, maybe a couple of spots where people could dry camp, and then maybe a couple of, I don't know. But I'd like somewhere my friends could come up if someone really was in a desperate situation and needed somewhere to park, or somewhere to recover while they're recovering from an illness or something, or coming out of the hospital. I thought, this would be kind of like a haven. I could call, you know what? I just thought of a name. I could call it Glow Haven. What do you guys think of that? Glow Haven. Like Arsenio Hall used to say, things that make you go, Glow Haven. Well, let me know what you guys think of that. Anyhow, let me get back over to these comments and greet everyone. Hey, JJ is saying, I missed that. Diana Boss is saying thumbs up. Yep. Valerie is saying, Carol, are you in a car in Julian? No, I'm in my van in San Diego outside Dave and Buster's. me and Cuddles, came up for Jessica's get together. Oh, I don't know if I'm supposed to tell this or not, but she has a little boyfriend, and it was his birthday party. Oh, Jessica's okay. All right. She's telling me, but
forget it since you already told them.
All right. I guess I can tell you. Jessica has a boyfriend, and he had a birthday party today. So that's where we're at, his birthday party. And I had to, well, I didn't have to, but I met the parents, and I even met the grandparents, and they're all really very nice individuals, very nice people. So anyhow, Mystery Retriever says, great name. So you like Glow Haven. Jessica, you'll have to write that down because I will forget it. You guys take a
Yes,
note somewhere.
Glow Haven.
Glowhaven, all right. Jay Pena says, good name, Glowhaven, or with your kindness, heaven. You're too sweet. That's so nice. Janice is saying hello to Red. Susie Sunshine says, Glowhaven would be an awesome name. I think so. Yeah. Van Life Voyager says, yes, we just had 12 by 16 shed built that is I missed whatever you said. But Van Life Voyages, it sounds like they just had a shed built. Now, let me ask you, Van Life Voyages, do you think that someone could actually live in that if you insulated it? Because I'll tell you, when I was working in law enforcement, I had someone on my caseload. I kid you not. He rented out a trailer. I'm sorry, not a trailer, my mind, sorry, senior moment here. He rented out a closet in an apartment, and the closet was about half the size. No, it was about three quarters of the size, the width of the shed that Gail, that's the name of the lady I interviewed, built or had built. So I was thinking, wow, we could do that. Chef Santa Cooking Travel says, second, I will not patronize any place that's prejudiced on age of rigs or type of rigs. Well, I can certainly understand how you feel that way, Chef. It does make it hard on some. It certainly makes it hard on some people. You know, uh, Stephanie said, "You go, Jessica."
Oh, thank you.
She said, "Thank you." Nash says Van Life Voyage is saying hello to Van Life Voyage. Miss S said, if I am understanding this discussion, I just got here. Are you saying that some campgrounds won't let you in with your vehicle if it's more than 10 years old? Yes. Most vehicles I see online are over 10. That's right. More and more campgrounds, especially larger ones, are not allowing vehicles over 10 years old. However, the one that I interviewed in this video yesterday, they will, if it's 10 years old and you ask and say it's in good shape, they will allow you to send in a picture. And if it is presentable, they will let you come. So, yes, that is the case. Graham says, we're all craving a Glowy Haven. Congrats, Jessica. Make sure you look after your man.
Thank you. That I will.
She says that she will. Hey, as a mother, I want to make sure.
Thank you.
She said she wants to make sure I said thank you too. I want to make sure he's looking after her. So, I have a whole different perspective on this, Graham, as a mom of a girl. He better be willing to jump in front of an arrow or anything else for her. Anyhow, Sylvia says, yes, they're building sheds as a home. Well, when I was in where was I? Oh, I was in Sholo about what, a month ago or so. I was in Sholo, and I went to this. There was all these sheds on this lot, so I thought, well, let me go check them out and see. And they were going from about 18,000 up, but I heard that Costco sells some for a lot less expensive. But every single one of that lot was sold, and he said that it was about 3 to 4 month wait. Even they had some that had been, I guess they repossessed it, repossessing a shed. That's kind of weird to me. But they had some that were repossessed that had been partially built out. And even though all of them, every single one was sold. And he was telling me he did, I think about 3 years ago or before the pandemic, he did about $2 million in sales. He said last year he did about 6 million in sales. So that just shows the demand. And he said the prices have gone, up tremendously. So after, I was thinking, well, I have to buy a couple of sheds maybe from Costco. But after interviewing Gail and seeing her shed, I'm thinking, well, you know what? Well, I couldn't build it, but I'm thinking, I think I'll have it built. Van Life Voyages, um, how did it work and how long did it take you to have your shed built? And did it cost, was it a lot of, how am I going to say this? Did you save a lot of money by having it built rather than buying a kit? Hey, the I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on. The L, it says, I like your cooking demos. Safe travels. Thank you. Miss S is saying hi to Red. Diana Boss is saying, greetings, everyone, glow up. Yes, glow up. Hit that like button. I always forget to say that. Hit that like button. Janice says, I think if you have pride of ownership, you're going to keep it clean and working even though it's old. That is so true. because I have seen some beautiful older rigs, just simply beautiful. Toby says, yes, Miss Carol, he needs to look after Jessica. You got that right. And but you know what? He was so nice to me. He had told Jessica, and she told me this. He goes, I'm just looking so forward to meeting your mom. I was like, I'm already liking this boy. He's telling her that. And then when I came in, he was like, he immediately ran up to me, shook my hand, gave me a hug, and he goes, I'm just so happy you're here. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so glad to meet you. So I was like, okay, well, I can work with this. I can work with this. But anyhow, Miss S says, oh, thanks for the clarification, Carol. That does make sense because you don't want to go to places that are full of drug addicts. Well, uh, it's not just drug addicts, and that's true too. You don't want to go somewhere like, but it's not just drug addicts who have older rigs or rigs that are maybe in a state of disrepair. Sometimes you have someone who basically was only able to cobble together enough money to buy a rig that wasn't in great shape. And those are the individuals that I'm concerned about because they can't buy a new rig, they can't buy a better rig, they barely can were able to afford that rig. But I'm hoping that the build your rig, that maybe they'll expand it, that Home on Wheels is doing. Maybe they'll expand it to maybe kind of sprucing up the outside, maybe painting rigs on the outside and doing a little bit of that to spruce them up. I'm hoping that maybe that will be something that will, grow into, and I think that would be a really big help. Graham says, when did any after 2012 become all? I don't know, Graham, because I would venture to say, well, clearly there are more rigs before 212 than between 212 and now, because you got rigs out there from 1960. So clearly there are more of those on the road, but I don't know. I don't know. Janice says, Judith, oh my goodness, it's a mess in Marina del Rey, Venice, and Santa Monica. This is not a working homeless problem. Oh yeah, Venice. You know, Venice Beach has just become a nightmare. I'm not even gonna. I won't even start that on this live because you could go forever. Just go on, look on some of the YouTubes on Venice Beach homeless. It's really crazy. It's really crazy there. Um, Topi says, I would hire Tim too. He does amazing things. Well, Tim is supposed to be one of these days when I can get myself together, turning my car, my little car, into a camper. Everyone's laughing. All my friends that I told them, I said, me, Jessica, and Cuddles are going to be camping in a Honda Civic soon because of these gas prices. And everyone's laughing. They think I'm joking. I'm not joking at all. I'm quite serious. If we have to pitch a tent, so be it. But I who knew the day would come that you would be grateful to pay $5.79 a gallon for gas? Well, that day came yesterday for me, and I was just beside myself, totally beside myself. I filled up on one day, then I drove up to Julian, came back, went somewhere else. I had to fill up. I filled up on Monday and then again on Wednesday. Can you imagine what it's like filling up this beast or the other beast every other day? So I've got, I've when we go even to campsites to check them out and even stay overnight maybe, we're going to pitch a tent. I'm sorry, but we're pitching a tent. I'm not going to be paying $130 to fill up. Forget it. Forget it. Chef Santa says, oh, I'm sorry, Van Life Voyages, I missed that. Could you come back and tell me about that? Your threat. In fact, better yet, I tell you what, I'm going to do a link, and if you want to um, come on up and you can tell us about your shed because I'm not getting this. Um, well, for whatever reason, I'm not able to. Let's see, not able to get this on here, so I'll have to do it again. But I would like to try and drop a link so you can come over. Sorry, folks. You know how it goes when I try and drop a link. Oh my goodness. I'm going to try one more time, but if I cut myself off, then I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to try again. Okay, I think I may have got it this time. Okay. Whew. When it's a challenge for you to copy and paste, you know what level you're at technically. But anyhow, I did an invite, and if you want to come up, Van Life Voyages, okay. If not, you said $12,000 is cheap for a home. You can't buy a trailer for that. So it cost your to get your shed built and everything was about $12,000. Um, uh, was it Derek and Tanya? Was it about $12,000? So that is cheap. But now I'm wondering, did you insulate your shed or is it just being used as a storage shed? Because I'm thinking that what I would do is do spray foam in the shed, or I'm telling you, the insulation in the other van, it's they used lizard skin. And I had heard of lizard skin, but I thought, I don't know, no one, it's not really rated. So I didn't know, but it makes a world, and I mean a world of difference, that lizard skin. So I'm thinking if I do a shed, when I get my property and do put a shed up, I'm thinking of doing lizard skin in it. I don't know. I'll have to see, but insulating it, then running the wires, and probably doing solar, and then some kind of, not a nature's head, those are too expensive, but just a simple, like clean waste toilet system. But anyhow, we'll see. Judy says, Tim, do you own a gas station? Oh my goodness. Hey, Roy and Becky are in the house. They have a great live every single day at 10 o'clock. So go over and check out Roy and Becky. Hey, Kelly, 4.19 a gallon in Georgia. Oh my goodness. Governor Kemp took away our gas tax to leave us some. I wish they would do that here. 4.19 a gallon. I would We'd have lines that went around the block down the street for miles at 4.19 a gallon here, because we're everywhere I go, I'm seeing really 5.79 was at Costco. Everywhere else is over 6.39, 6.59. I even saw a 6.89 the other day. So Fly Fishing says Pastor Jerry L. Oops, Tony had. Oh, I'm sorry. Trying to read without my glasses. I'm sorry. Could you come back, Pastor, and let us know what that is? Naj is saying cool. Red says Kelly still have that in Illinois, so it's cheaper across the river in Missouri when I'm going that way. Yep. Oh, hey, I see Tanya's down here. Let me bring her up. Hey, Tanya, how's it going? Oh, hey, I see Tanya's down here. Let me
There, sorry, I had to turn off the speaker.
Okay. So you guys had a shed built?
Yeah.
Now, did you have it built for to storage, or what did you have it built for?
Derek's man cave.
Oh, okay. So someone's gonna be going in it and using it then.
Yeah, and guests as well, because we have he's getting it wired with electricity, water, uh, fully insulated, everything.
Really? So now, did you have a construction company or a handyman who built it for you?
There's two ways to go. We were going back and forth on both of those. One of
Uh-huh.
them is to get a kit delivered from like Home Depot or Costco or something.
Right.
And another way was to go with a company that pre-builds them or builds them on site and brings them to you. We went that route because we wanted it done quicker and
Right.
just already built, so we wouldn't have to do anything. I mean, they painted it to match our house and put windows, doors, whatever you want. It was like made to whatever you wanted, basically.
So now, did you? Oh, this green is kind of a little bit odd color, but anyhow, did you so did you do when you say you put water? Are you tapping into your house water, or how? What are you doing there?
Yeah. We downsized last year to a much smaller house, and so
Uh
that's
huh.
why he put this shed, because it's just more space for a little bit more storage and um, workshop kind of thing.
Now, is 12,000 with the wiring and water and everything?
The 12,000 was for just the building and paint and windows and doors.
Okay.
We're
So
insulating it ourselves.
Okay, so you're doing the insulation, and now who's going to do the wiring for you?
A local contractor, basically, that we know.
Oh, okay. And the contractor is also going to do the water hookup for you?
Yeah, because we already had like a 30 amp and a water hookup like right next to where it is.
Oh, you did? Oh,
Because
okay.
we have our van spot, our spot for the van, and it has hookups there for people to
Wow.
come.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you already had the hookups. It sounds like, well, if you have something that's built custom, then you can really get everything you want. You can get it done the way you want it.
Yeah, and it was a limited space. So, I mean, we had a small, like a area that it had to fit. That's another thing. The kits were coming to where they weren't fitting quite the space.
Now, do you have it on a pad, on a foundation?
Yes, it's on but you can do a raised. They do them raised too, where you don't have to have, it could be on dirt. They do them where you can either have it on the cement or like raised.
So now, was the pad already there, or did you have to put the pad in?
No, it was already there.
Okay. So I'm thinking with pad electrical, that might add water and everything, maybe what an insulation, maybe another 7,000, you think?
Yeah, maybe. So the whole thing maybe would cost
20 or less.
Yeah, 20 or less.
So, I mean, but where are you going to find a house for 20,000?
I know, that's the thing. And it's brand new. It looks really nice. Like the quality is really good.
Wow. Can you share the name of the company who did it for you?
Yeah, it's Ulrich of California. They have up and down the state, and I think Texas. There's
How do you spell that? Old Ridge?
Ulrich.
Oh, Ulrich. Okay,
Yeah, I can drop the link.
Okay. So Ulrich of California. So I will check them out because I'm looking for property and I want to do something that's not, I guess it's kind of almost like old time communes, but like a RV or a nomad kind of commune.
Yeah.
Where people can come stay for a little while, or people can, that need a place, or people have 10-year rigs that are 10 years older and can't find a place right now. But I'd really like to do something like that. So it sounds like, so now when are you going to do a tour of it after you get it all done?
Yeah, we're right now, because we downsized and we sold our house so we were able to like travel more and just have a much smaller house.
Right.
And that way we can, be on the road more. But we also wanted to be able to store stuff and have friends, friends be able to stay and come visit. So that's why we have the RV area and the shed now.
So if someone's in an RV, they can come hook up, or the shed. You can have something. That's very cool. That really is. I would love to have something like that.
But it's all under construction because when we downsized, it wasn't wheelchair friendly. We had to redo the entire place.
Oh, okay.
So now everything is wheelchair accessible, and we haven't toured the house yet either. But it's made for wheelchairs and everything.
I would think there would be some program that helps with doing that, isn't there?
Yeah, he's a veteran, so the VA helps with a lot of it. But we got it done. We had it like the kitchen area made to where he can slide, like roll under the sink, the stove, and a special area like for prep and stuff.
And then the counters are lower.
Yeah, and then you can, but our counters are normal height.
Okay, all right. Well, this is Tanya from Van Life Voyages. Her and her husband Derek are creators, YouTube creators. So go over and check out their channel. And when do you think you'll be doing the tour on the shed? Because I bet there'll be a lot of interest in that.
As soon as it's done, actually, they're starting Monday with the insulation and wiring, because we literally just got it like less than a month ago.
So about how long? Maybe another month before it'll be?
Yeah, probably another month.
All right. Well, definitely I'll be waiting for that. So it's basically, it'll be a home in California. I'll give you your title: a home in California for under 20,000.
Yeah, that
Everyone in the state will look for that video.
it's for sure going to be crazy because I mean I can do a short and show how nice it looks on the outside right now, but it's, I mean, even the windows, the doors, it is painted exactly like our house.
I think it would be great to do a short right now and just show what it looks like and kind of like a trailer saying what's coming.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You know, because I know so many people are looking for alternatives. I'm doing the series on exit plans. People are looking for exit plans, alternatives to high rent. And you know, San Diego, the actual city, passed. I've been told by someone who lives there that they passed laws recently making it a lot easier, and they also are supposedly allowing tiny homes on wheels in backyards now.
Wow. We had
Because
friends come visit and they were shocked. They're like, you can so live in this. It's a great size, everything.
now, what size is it again? 12 by what?
I think it's 12 by 16 or 18. I can't remember.
Okay. All right.
But it's you could definitely live in there. It's bigger than a regular bedroom. Definitely more like 2 bedrooms.
Well, I'm telling you, I know someone who is, as I said, living in a closet.
Yeah,
So, you know, so I am looking forward to seeing it built and actually copying it. So
I'm sure it can be, I'm sure people could rent them out too, really.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or an in-law quarters.
Even if you rented it out for say $800 a month,
Yeah.
if people are paying $2,000, $800 is just a steal, you know? And if
Yeah.
it's nicely done and decorated and, you know, insulated, and you've got water, you got electricity, you have everything you need, it's in a nice neighborhood. Are you kidding me? You know, that would be a great help to someone, you know?
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much,
Yeah,
Tanya.
thanks.
And we'll see you, but go ahead and do that short on the outside because I want to see it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Well, that was Tanya from Van Life Voyages. They have a channel. Go over and check them out. And they are building a shed in their backyard. I can hardly wait to see that because instead of building a whole um, uh, typical building, maybe I'll have a custom shed build because I've been thinking of putting an ADU, which is an accessory dwelling unit, in my backyard. But based on what she's saying, I could do it with a shed. Again, things that make you go, Anyhow, let me get back to the comments. I've been ignoring you guys. I'm so sorry, but I really wanted to share with you all what Tanya and Derek are doing. Hey, Toby. Toby says December of this year. I don't know, or January of 23. I'm not sure. You guys, I know you guys always have conversations on your own. I don't even need to be here. Tim says as long as any kind of structure are less than 200 square foot. Okay. I'm guessing you're saying 200 square foot. Janice says, I practically live all day in my den and it's that size. I almost never see the other rooms. We live in our family room and we don't even live in the whole family room. We live in half of the family room. So, yeah, absolutely. Graham says, gonna rip your arm off if you come to near my boss. Uh-oh. Yeah, Gunner is ferocious. Gunner, Derek, and Tanya's dog. Absolutely. Red says, I need, but he's a lover. But he's very protective, as he should be. Red says, I need to find a tiny home because whether I find a place in California or Colorado, it's about, it's everywhere is expensive now almost, you know, unless you're out literally in the middle of nowhere, an hour away from a hospital, an hour away from shopping. And I don't want to be, as I get older, that far from a hospital. God's girl Stephanie says, don't look in, call Cali, Red, no bueno. Well, I don't know. I think that things are getting ready to maybe turn around a little, at least for land, but that's what they say. But it sometimes takes 3 or 4 years. But once they go this high up, even when they come down, they'll never go quite down to where they were before. So, Van Life Voyages says, oh, here at Van Life Voyages, Tanya left the link for Old Rich Lifestyle. Okay, that's for anyone who might be looking for a shed to get a shed built. I tell you. Pants to be on the ground says I only pay $4.50 a month to live in my downtown marina. What the heck? I swapped the Airstream life for a houseboat. It's about half the rent. Now, where are you? Where are you living on a houseboat? Oh, that sounds divine. That sounds absolutely divine. Pants be on the ground. Where are you, if you don't mind? Martin 01 says, Red, I'm in the Southwest in Huber Heights. It's got so black it was like night. Glad it's over. Oh, the weather. I know. I know the weather. Topi says, I'm going to be in Kingsport, Tennessee, Miss Carol. Oh, wow. Well, there, Tennessee, a lot of people from California are moving to Tennessee. Tennessee, Texas, Idaho, those are three of the areas that, Arizona, those four areas, U-Haul is just charging an arm and a leg because so many people are moving to those areas. Lucia Mary says, greetings from Barbados. Oh, Barbados. I stopped in Barbados just briefly on the way to St. Martin, but I want to go. I definitely want to go visit some time there. Welcome, welcome from Barbados. Welcome. Van Life Voyages. Oh, thanks again. Left the link for the shack or shack. The shed company. The shed company. If I built it, it would be a shack. So you have it done professionally. Or like Gail did, have your neighbor help you with it. Cutie girl is saying hi. Hello, cute girl. How are you? Ford man says, I love meeting people and making new friends. Oh yeah. Kenny is such a doll, such a doll. Janice says, I need to be close to a hospital and freeway. I don't know about freeway, but I want to be fairly close to a good hospital. Red says, God's girl. Uh-oh, I missed that. I missed that, Red. Valerie says, Topi, how far is Kingsport from Nashville? Ford man is saying, I'm hoping to have my own YouTube meetup somewhere here in Kingsport, Tennessee, or around the area. Oh, how cool would that be, Kenny? Let me know. Let me know. I would love to come to your meetup. I don't know if I'll be able to make it, but I will sure, if I can't, I will certainly announce it because I know all kinds of van life folks and nomads would love to come to your meetup. Topi says not sure, and that would be fun, Ford man. It sure would be, Kenny. It would. Kenny is a great guy, always wanting to help everyone. So if he has a meetup, I know it will be well attended. Janice said, Red, what general area are you looking to settle in? I'm guessing, Janice, any area that's affordable, quite frankly. Adele says, I loved Barbados when I was on a cruise. Barbados is one of the most popular spots. We were going somewhere, this is years ago, in the Caribbean. We were on a standby ticket. So my ex's sister was working for an airline that's now defunct, but we could go standby for really cheap to anywhere in the Caribbean. So, but the only problem was we couldn't get anywhere that connected with Barbados because the flights to Barbados were all packed. It was so popular. So everyone loves Barbados. Mo Bang says the Love Shack. The Love Shack. Okay, I missed that one. I don't know about that. Van Life Voyages says ours is the Heritage Shack. Okay, that sounds like a good name. Deborah Janelle Mixed Media Art says hello. Glad I caught you while live. Yes, I'm glad you caught us while live too. Welcome, welcome. Lucia Mary says no van life here, but I find it interesting and have been following the movement for years. So there's no van life in Barbados. I guess it's just so beautiful, you know. Oh, no van life there. Okay. Van Life Voyager says, yes, Tim, the Love Shack, LOL. Deborah, okay. Nora is saying hi to Deborah and Janelle. Hello, hello. Carol, can you lock in a gas price? I wish I could. I wish I could. Sylvia says, Carol, in a tiny house company named Incredible Tiny Homes in Newport, Tennessee, they are selling tiny houses for $20,000 for a while. Yes, I heard of that. Now, is that the community that Linda, who bought that tiny house, is that where she was staying and looking at theirs for a while? Excuse me, my throat is getting a little dry here. Deborah Janelle says, I'll be starting car life. Oh my goodness, in 3 weeks, upstate New York along the St. Lawrence. Sold everything. Wow. Now that I hope you're not going to be doing car life up the St. Lawrence in winter, Deborah. Where are you going to be in the winter? Because it's going to be pretty cold there in winter. Janice said, Red, I thought you were coming to California. She is. She said, Janice, she said she wants to get a spot at the meetup. So she is coming to California. Fly Fishing says, Tennessee passed New York law making what? Making camping a felony on streets, public areas. Wait a minute. So assaulting people can be a misdemeanor, but sleeping in your car on the street is a felony. Does this even begin to make sense? Oh, please. That's crazy. Red says, I love Klamath when I went there last year, but I was originally looking nearby San Diego. I'll tell you, I've seen some properties in the Julian area, but they're kind of off grid. But Julian, maybe Valley Center, and then if you're looking maybe in Riverside, there's an area called Algonquin. I'm not sure, but it's east of Temecula, up in the mountains. Uh, Angela Cross says, "How do you do art in a car when you live in it?" I guess you have to. Well, you know what? Contact Tim. He'll figure out a way to have an art studio in a car. He can figure out anything. Rick's Gypsy says, "I will be 5 hours away from my healthcare provider." Wow, that's a long ways. But you say you're going to be near an emergency center. That's a long ways. Red said, "Oh, I missed that. Sorry, Red." Janice says, "Red, do let us know when you are in town." Yes, do let us know. In fact, that reminds me. Someone just emailed me that they're going to be in town in May. I've got to go back and find that email, and I've meant to answer them and I forgot to. Mo Bang says, I think Lower Colorado is the best location. Uh-oh, I missed that. Fly Fishing says, Google it. Passed law this week. That's terrible. That is just horrible. I believe you, but I'm just saying, how can you have something where you can hurt someone physically be a misdemeanor and someone simply sleeping in their car because they don't have anywhere else to go a felony? Talk about that's really truly criminalizing homelessness. And should that be a crime? No. Don't get me started. Just don't get me started. Oh my goodness. Valerie says, JJ, we need van builder volunteers on the East Coast. You know what? I would do a email or something to Hawa and let them know, because I think they had talked about starting caravans on the East Coast, and maybe one of these days they will do a bring your own van build on the East Coast. That would be great. Van Life Voyager says we pay $6.79 for diesel now. Oh my gosh. That is just insane. But you know what else that means? Oh, hold on. Kenneth Bailey says, please look up Incredible Tiny Homes Incredi Box by Randy Jones. I will look that up, Kenneth. I absolutely will look it up. Back to what Van Life Voyages was saying. Not if, you're saying that you paid $6.79 for diesel. What that means is a lot of the trucks that deliver our food are on diesel. So do I need to even go there and go to the next step? Clearly, our food prices, as gas prices rise, food prices rise. So I shudder to think what's going to happen this summer to food prices and everything else. I mean, there's got to be a tipping point. There's got to be a tipping point. My question is, what happens when we get to the tipping point? What will people do? Are there going to be, I don't want to say anything that's going to get this video thrown off YouTube, but I mean, are people going to be in the streets? What's going to happen? Because people can only take so much, I would think. But what do I know? Angela says, Arcuda, do you store your art in car as well? Angela, Nora is not living in a car, but I'm not sure. Maybe I came in on the tail end of that discussion. Donna says, want to be normal. Okay, was that part of this discussion, or is that you saying that, Donna? Sylvia says, yes, Kenneth Bailey, that's exactly what I'm mentioning too. Yeah, I will. I would love to get him on a live. Maybe I could. I'll have to check and see. Stephanie God's Girl says, housing and gas prices are out of control. Now add food shortages on top of that. Well, you know, the person that I interviewed just was up interviewing at the tiny house community. She has one of these kind of horse troughs that she's growing tomatoes in, and I want to get some of those in my backyard. Although those troughs are pretty expensive, maybe I'll have to do it in a wooden thing with a little cutout in the bottom. But plywood's expensive too. Everything expensive. Just the only thing we're not paying for up the wazoo is air. We're breathing. But pretty soon they may be able to find a way to tax us on that too. They were talking about in California taxing you on the amount of miles that you drive. Let me repeat that because I know it sounds crazy, so I'm going to repeat it again. Taxing you based on the amount of miles that you drive, because to make you pay for repairing highways based on the amount of miles you drive. Has it just gone? Has the world gone crazy or what? I think perhaps it has. You know, I think perhaps it has. Janice says, keeping up. There was a study done that several other states have higher inflation than California, one being Arizona. Well, there are several other places that the cost of living is rising higher. Now, maybe it was lower to begin with, but it's rising at a higher rate. So the people, and a lot of these states, like I know in North Carolina and Louisiana, or at least Louisiana, I think the minimum wage was like $7.50 an hour. And I think in North Carolina, it's hovering around that. So if you're only paying people $7.50 an hour and you've got raging inflation, can you imagine what's going to happen? Yikes. Donna says, want to be want to be nomad. I thought it said normal. I'm sorry, Donna. Want to be nomad. Well, I have someone who had been, her name is Carolyn Tanner, if I'm not mistaken. She wrote in on a comment and she said she was thinking of being a nomad, but then she looked at all of the things, the price of gas, the, finding places to boondock, and decided for her it just wasn't going to work. And it's not a life for everyone, but it is working out beautifully for many. What I really suggest is for someone to, if you can, try it out in the vehicle you have for maybe a couple of 3 weeks, not going back home to get a break and then going back. Just do it for 3 weeks solid, like you would have to do it, and see if it's for you. Because it would be terrible for someone to sell everything, get rid of everything, burn their bridges behind them, get into nomad life, and then realize I can't handle, it's not for me. So I really think if you can dip your toe in it and do it slowly, to see if it's for you. And then if it's for you, go for it. Absolutely go for it. Kevin is saying, Gitsy. I'm not sure what that means, Kevin. Toby says, Miss Carol, taxing on the miles you drive. Yes, yes. Taxing on the miles you drive. I think whoever puts that through, I would personally start a what do you call it when you get someone out of office? I would personally do a I'm having a senior moment. I can't think of the word, but recall or whatever you call it to get them out of office. If someone had the audacity to really put that into place, I would be one of those people going door to door with a petition. Nora says, Donna Janelle, I work in watercolors and I also work with ghosts. Yes, go check Nora out at Arcuda 2001 on Etsy. And oh my goodness, she has some, and on, she just has some beautiful, beautiful work there. And is always posting just amazing work. Donna says, it's in my jackery will run my sewing machine. I can still maybe make a living of some kind, I hope. Well, Stitch and Nomad has a channel and she sews things and sells them. So that's quite possible, especially if you have a Instagram or somewhere where you can advertise and show your product. Nora says, Deborah Janelle, oh, okay. Van Life Voyages says, all the taxing here is outrageous. It really is. If we took all the taxes here, or a lot of the taxes, maybe not take all of them, but take a good portion of the taxes off of our gas, we would be at, I think, a manageable price almost for gas. LTM. Oh, I missed that LTM. Sorry. Um, Sylvia Torres says prices go up, but salaries stay the same. Test the waters first is a good thing. Yes, it is. And that's what people are. That's why people are struggling. So Sylvia, because prices are going up and salaries are not going up consistent with the increase in prices, and it's just it's like people being taken under by an undercurrent. It's just so bad. Red says, "Good to note, Tim. Mo, bang for your bucks. I don't have to be in Denver. It's seeming just as expensive as San Diego. Denver is getting very expensive. Actually, believe it or not, Boise, Idaho is getting very expensive. They're having crazy bids on houses. You houses that are being listed at maybe 400 or 500 are going for 600,000. People are paying way over the asking prices in Boise, Idaho. Yes, yes. And then they had something they showed in Charlotte, North Carolina. They had an open house and they had people lined up. It was a fairly moderately priced house, at least the asking price was. They had cars all over, people in the street. It looked like a super duper garage sale. It what it looked like in that neighborhood. Oh my goodness. They showed it on the news. Kevin says, I love San Diego, Red. I love San Diego too. I have to say, it's got the best. They say San Diego has the best weather in the entire continental United States, and I believe it. But it's also got some very high housing prices. LTM says, here in Cali, utilities are going up also. Oh, yeah. When I opened my utility bill this last month, I was like, what? I went and got my glasses because honestly, I thought I couldn't read it right. And when I looked at it, I was like, oh my words. So I told Jessica, I said, Jessica, we're going to have one light on in one room at a time. So if we want to be in the family room, you can't have a light on. I'm going to get her one of those little, give her a, I know this sounds crazy, but give her one of those Lucy lights to go if she needs to go to the bathroom or go to her bedroom. If she wants to turn on a light in her bedroom, she'll have to say, I'm turning on a light in the bedroom, Mom, and I'll turn off the light in the family
room.
Are
you crazy, Mom? Oh my gosh. Jessica, I already have a flashlight.
Okay, Jessica.
Good gracious, Mother.
Jessica says I'm going nuts. But it's crazy times call for crazy alternatives. But anyhow, JJ says Massachusetts taxes are getting bad. They usually follow whatever California, New York, and New Jersey. Wow. Graham says we had a federal election yesterday here in Australia. I don't know who won and don't really care. It's just swapping one lot of so-and-sos for another lot. That's kind of like it is. That really is kind of true, Graham, I have to say. Mo Bang, Tim says expats from California moved to Idaho and Denver, Colorado. That's why. You know what, Tim, you are so right. Someone that moved from California to somewhere before they got their license plates changed, they said that everywhere they went, they were getting mad, crazy, evil eyes, and people would. They said they parked their car until they could get new license plates that said Idaho instead of California. Oh, Shara Mills, thank you. $10. Thank you so much. Super chat says, hi, Carol Globy's been enjoying your exit series. Very informative. Thank you. You're welcome, Shara. I really am trying to do things on the channel, some fun, but also things that I think that will be helpful. And an exit plan is not just something that someone who is living a nomad life needs. An exit plan is something that anyone who is entering retirement age, wants to consider retirement, really needs to have. You need an exit plan. Are you going to sell your house? Are you going to downsize? Do you need additional income? Because there are some places like Illinois and other places that people have paid off houses that they could no longer afford to live in because the taxes are getting to be so expensive. If you have a paid off house and your tax ends up being $1,000, $1,200 a month, you may not be able to afford to live in it. So everyone needs an exit plan. Absolutely. But thank you, Shara. I appreciate that. And also, probably next week. You guys remind me because I'll forget. I want to do a shout out to folks to let me know what are some other topics you'd like me to cover that you think are topical, that are relevant, and that need to be addressed. And I can maybe do a little diving into that. But over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be covering tiny homes. And then the last part of this series, I'm going to cover, some things I personally want to do and what other people are doing similarly and what I think are additional options for people. Um, Maybe if you can't do it by yourself, go in with a group of people. But that's what's coming up in upcoming weeks. Let me check the time. Oh my gosh, do you believe it's 10 after 4? Holy moly. Let me read a couple more comments, and then I'm going to anyone that's a first timer, and then our content creators. But let me get a couple more comments. Gary's Wild Outdoors says the prices they change for a campground over oh yeah, the prices for campgrounds have gone up. And in New Mexico, unfortunately, it's going to be even higher, I bet, because they've closed several state parks because of the fires. And because if the summer stays really is as dry as they're anticipating, they'll probably be closing more parks in New Mexico. So can you imagine the prices of campgrounds as more state parks are closing? Anyhow, who is that says, Carol, we need women builders to train women to build our tiny homes. Absolutely. Vans, sheds, shipping containers now. We need all kinds of builders. Women, I'll take a teenager, anyone who can build it. We need to train. We absolutely. Gary's Wild Outdoors has needed your opinion on what to do. What to do on what, Gary? Let me know what you need. Because the Globies, you've got some wise people in here who can give some great information. Fordman, aka he's a creator. Go over and check out Fordman, aka. Can all my creators put a big C up there to let us all know who our creators are, so we can go over and support you. And I'm thinking actually next week too, I'll be for sure, hopefully solidifying the location of the campground for the meetup. And I want also some ideas. I'd like to do have a couple seminars or several training sessions or something, or what would be interesting topics to go over at the meetup. We want to have a lot of fun. We want to do fun activities, but also maybe have some things to teach people some skills or to go over things that might be helpful to people who are in the nomad life or just people who are, wanting different skills. All right. Butterbeanhead. Hello, Butterbeanhead. Welcome. Says hello, glorious life on wheels. Mo Bang says, Tanya, my wife will kick me out of the house. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to find out what that is. Valerie says, I want to be trained, mentored to build, insulate, and do drywall. Wow. Okay. Well, I don't know how to do all those things, but I'm sure there's someone in here that does. Arcuda 2001 Nora says, no YouTube, but I am an Instagram. Okay. On Instagram, go check out Nora Cag on Instagram. Beautiful drawings. Go check out. You'll see her work, and then go over to Etsy where you can buy her work. Just beautiful. Hey, Roy and Becky's Travel says they're closing the National Forest here in New Mexico too. Oh my goodness. We can see the Hemet Peak fire, and we're parked 100 miles south of it. Wow. I wish I had brought you up earlier, Roy and Becky, but maybe next week. Van Life Voyages is a creator. Roy and Becky's Travels, Mo Bang for your buck. Van Life Voyages is dropping a YouTube link. Can my moderators please also drop your links, please? Drop your links. Butterbeanhead is saying hello to Red. Been a while since I've seen you. Well, she's been here, so come over here on Saturdays and you'll see her. Kenneth Bailey says tiny homes is an excellent topic. Incredible tiny homes, Incredibox. I'll have to definitely look that up. Hi, Lindy and Lovey. How are you doing? Janice Williams says, Carol, Tim knows drywall. Okay, well, Tim, we may hit you up to show us how to do a lot of things. Gary's Wild Outdoors says, needed a camp. Oh, gosh. A camp reasonable year-round. Well, Gary, the one that I interviewed was Patty's RV Park and Propane in Arizona, but it gets very, very hot in Arizona in the summer. So you have to have air conditioner if you have your own rig. But the rigs that he rents now, after I aired the video, the site says that everything is filled up. However, I know that he's renovating and doing more rigs there, and he's also finishing up those 2 apartments. So check out, if you go online, Patty's RV Park and Propane. They were very reasonable and they're all year long. The other one that I did was the first one, I forget, a pyramid, but he's only 6 months. He's only seasonal. Now the last one is Quail Run, but of course they have that 10-year-old guideline unless your rig is in good shape. So Patty's RV. But you know what else you could do, Gary? Just go on the internet and pull it up, RV parks in Quartzsite. RV parks in Quartzsite. There's a YouTuber, I think, who is it, is in RV park in Quartzsite for only, was it Box, I think Box Van D may be in an RV park in Quartzsite for only $200 a month. But you might check there, but you have to be able to tolerate the heat because you can't stay in your RV all 24/7, 7 days a week. So check that out, Gary. That is an option. All right, so is everyone dropped their Valerie says Boise was growing over 30 years when I lived in Salt Lake City. Yes, it was, but it has gone ballistic in the last couple of years, especially with COVID. Everyone was moving out of the major hubs like California, New York, different areas, and they were moving to even Vermont. Jessica had a friend who moved to Vermont. They moved just as the pandemic was starting. They got a great price. I talked to a real estate agent in Vermont. She said houses have tripled in Vermont because people were wanting to get out and away. Vermont had very low infection rates, so people were looking to move to those areas. And now with so many jobs online, it doesn't matter if you're far away, if you're working remotely, it doesn't matter. But anyhow, thank you, Kenneth. In Credit Box, I will absolutely look it up. Graham says, do you guys have the Wiki Camps app over there? Wiki, I haven't heard of that, but I do know we have free campsites and stuff like that. But usually those places are very limited. You can only stay 14 days. But you know what, Gary, another option is from October to April, you can stay on long-term BLM land in Arizona for only 180 days complete. That's total $180. I'm sorry, $180 total for the whole 6 or 7 months. They don't have bathrooms. Now, some of the sites, and I think in Yuma or somewhere may, but they don't have bathrooms, but they do offer water, free water, and they do have trash pickup. And then you're right near town. You can get a portable toilet, or you can use the bag system. And then what you could do is the other 6 months you could stay at a mobile home park in Quartzsite. So that might be an option for you, Gary. So if anyone has any other ideas for Gary, by all means, share them. Rocks 15MF said Vermont is beautiful, but way too homogenous for my taste. Well, it is kind of homogenous. I'll just use that word, but it is beautiful though. It's absolutely stunning. Okay, Van Life Voyages is our channel about disabled travel and accessibility. So go check out Van Life Voyages. As they said, their travel is about disability travel, or their channel route rather is about disability channel travel and access, and they have lots of good information. I'm wondering, did that company that had those mats ever contact you, Derek and Tanya? Because I did call them and give them your number. And name. I wonder if they ever contacted you. But anyhow, and if they didn't, maybe I can find it and give it to you and you can call them. But I did give them your information with your permission, of course. Janice says, Rocks, California is great for its diversity. That's true. But it's also great for its high cost of living. So you can't have everything. until you get to heaven, I guess. Valerie says, Carol, lots of fans. In my apartment, I didn't use the air conditioned fans, and every month, electric bill averaged $35 a month. Wow. I guess that will work too. That will work too. Well, you know what? We could go on here forever. I love, love, love meeting with you guys on Saturday. This is the highlight. And I always tell everyone, I can't do anything at 3 o'clock on Saturdays because I got my peeps and I got to meet with my peeps on Saturdays. So, oh my goodness, I'll read a couple more comments and that's it for sure. This time, Red says, yes, Red wants a tiny home. Topi says, yes, Miss Carol, they have water dump station. Yes, okay, a water and a dump station at the long term, Gary, for 6 or 7 months from October to April in Quartzsite. Estella Gibbs says, Gary, come to Texas. It's only 106 degrees today. Oh my goodness. No, thank you. No, thank you. Although I stayed at the most beautiful, beautiful U.S. forestry camp in Texas in Waco. Waco Lake. It was a forestry camp, and oh my gosh, it was beautiful. And with my national parks pass, it was half price. So I think it was like $12 or $14 a night. You can't beat that with a stick. All right, guys, I'm gonna be. Oh, Kevin says I like Ace Randy's dog. Oh, Mo Bang says no ethnic foods in Quartzsite for 6 months. Well, hey, you got to bring the egg rolls for sure. So that's all I need. I don't care about anything else. I can make everything else, but I can't make those good egg rolls. All right. Box says, or I'm sorry, Rocks 1S says, Janice, I spent a summer in Vermont after 30 years in Southern California. It was culture shock. It is different, but it's beautiful. And I love the outdoors so much that's the main thing, for me. Butterbean Head says, thank you, Carol. I do enjoy when I am on your lives. Well, thank you, Butterbean Head. I'm so glad you joined in today. And see, now you know where to find Red. Just come over here Saturdays at 3 p.m. Pacific time and you'll find Red. And Yvonne Miranda says, hello, my friend. Love you. Love you too, Yvonne. All right. Last thing I'm going to do. Anyone who this is your first time in the house, would you please put a 1 so we can give you the good old glow welcome? Because we want to welcome you into our family and hope you will come back. And if you guys have topics you want me to raise on the Saturday lives, do bring them up and I will look at them and review them. And if they're appropriate, which I know you guys wouldn't send me anything inappropriate, but appropriate, and we'll, I'll put them on the list and we'll talk about them and maybe have guests who can talk about them too. All right. Ace the dog will love at Incredible Tiny Homes. Yeah, Kenneth says that. Absolutely would. Janice says, LOL rock. Some states have no idea what real Chinese or Mexican food is, let alone Ethiopian, Indian. Oh, I love all kinds of food. That's my problem. As you can see, I love all kinds of food. And it shows. It definitely shows. Okay, LTM. Hello, LTM number 1. Can everyone say hello to LTM first time in the house? Ohio's best peach. Oh my goodness. Ohio's best peach. And Laurel Gurley. Hello, Laurel Gurley. So LTM, best peach and Laurel Gurley. Can everyone greet them, give them the, how to welcome our new Globies into the house. Jill says, Christopher Hauser on YouTube will tell all of you how we use our trust to our benefit. Oh my goodness. I missed some of that. Sorry, I can't read that fast. All right. Thank you, my wonderful, fabulous Ohio's Best Peach. Say hello, Ohio's Best Peach, and all the new timers in the house, Laurel and everyone else. Thank you. Gotta go. I'm probably already pushing into someone else's live. So, hey, Miss Net, welcome. Saying thank you for welcoming Ohio's Best Peach and LTM. Thank you, Sylvia Torres. Sylvia, you've been around, and Sylvia's an OG, an original Globie. Jessica, please stop that. Original. Jessica's over there banging for me to go. Oh, Janice says, happy birthday to me tomorrow. Well, happy birthday. Say, why didn't you tell us at the beginning, Janice, so we could all welcome you to happy birthday. How old are you? 29?
Yes,
oh, my goodness. You're almost 30. Okay. All right, everyone. Oh, I hate to say goodbye. ER Leah, hello ER Leah. We're getting ready to leave, but you can go watch the replay. Hit that like. Gary's Wild Outdoors. Gary, you got to tell us what you do finally find for year-round camping to stay at. Let us know and share it. Don't keep it a secret once you find out. All right, guys, I gotta go. I could stay here forever. Love you. May your journeys be filled with joy and blessings, and I will see you next week. Oh, I forgot one last thing. I do have the homeless couple that I interviewed, and I think it's going to be very revealing. I didn't get it on today. Just too many things going on, searching for places for the meetup, but it will come out probably Tuesday, and then Friday and Saturday, the thing on tiny homes. So, I will see you guys. Love you. See you next week. Bye-bye.